This is Derek Lamb with the John Maxwell team. One of the things we do with the John Maxwell team, and that I do personally, is help companies and individuals solve problems. And I'll tell you, the formula to solving a problem is really, really simple. I'm actually not very good at algebra. Like today will end and I haven't done algebra once and I'll be happy. But there are problem-solving formulas that I am really good at. And I had a situation once where we had a real problem in an organization, so I called all the leaders together and I said, okay, here's what we're going to do. And I listed on the board what is the problem, and then I listed what is the cause of the problem, and then I listed what are solutions to the problem, and then what's the best solution. So I said, what's the problem? And it was really interesting. As they started firing the problem at me, they missed it. They were complaining about one of the solutions that we'd been using for 3 years. And I said, wait a second, you're talking about one of our solutions. You don't like to go out and do this daily. You don't like to organize people several times a year. You don't like to organize the people, but that's not the problem. The problem is there's not enough money in the organization and we have to do something to bring in more money. That's the problem. And everybody kind of sat back and said, oh, you're right. So now let's talk about the causes of the problem. And as we talked about the causes of the problem, it had nothing to do with what they were complaining about earlier, because remember, it was one of the solutions. So as we talked about all the causes, it reiterated in their minds that the real cause of the problem was not enough money, and that these were the possible reasons for not having enough money. Then I said, now let's go down to the best possible solutions. They named 5 solutions, of which one of the ones that we were doing at that time. So then we took those 5 solutions and we dissected each one of them on how well our organization could perform. And as a consensus, the group in this case came right back to the very thing that we were doing to solve the problem. One person in the room said, gee, you're a good salesman. We're doing the best thing. And I said, well, it's not about sales, it's about collaborating and problem solving. So when you have a problem, don't get confused. Do this personally as a leader, or get your key people in a room and write down what is the problem, what are the causes of the problem, what are the best solutions, and then pick 1 or 2 of them. My grandpa used to say, big gates swing on small hinges. He was a cowman in southern Utah, and I had to open all the gates because I was the youngest, and he was right. The gates were just huge. They would swing wide open, but you'd look at the hinges and they were only that big. They were strong. So when you're solving problems, maybe 1 or 2 of those solutions that may just seem like is very small, as your organization goes over time and as that swings, the solution will have massive effect on what you're doing daily. So use that formula to problem solve. I promise you it'll help you.